May I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the bunny. Hey YouTube, this is James from Team Collection coming at you with another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Say What? I believe this is episode 3. And obviously, this is gonna be on probably one of the best decks right now. It's not a deck profile, it's just a discussion, but obviously it is Macro Rabbit, and it is just, in my opinion, one of the stronger decks right now because of versatility and its ability to combat the meta. It is by far the best, it's undisputably the best anti-meta deck right now, but I would also say that it is the best deck just because of how hard it freaking hits against all the meta decks, that it just is better than them. Obviously, you all know what Macrocosmos does. Removes everything. And then if you don't know what Rescue Rabbit does, then in my opinion you shouldn't be playing the game. But here's what it says. You basically use him for special summon Saber Swords and Couple Dolls, but yeah, and then exceeding the Yugioh. Anyways, those of you that are aware, obviously, I'm pretty sure it's most of you, but Atlanteans are very, very big right now. They're a very aggro deck, and in my opinion, they generally overextend to win. So, and they rely on the graveyard. They discard their water monsters, get their effects. So obviously, Macrocosmos shuts them down. So they're just like really busted. Anyways, as for discussion-wise, how Macrocosmos works so great in Rabbit is simple, actually. Let me explain this right now. Obviously, you run your... Here, I'll put those to the side for now. Obviously, you run tour guides and such in the deck. I mean, it's just really good, and it's instant Exceed Monster. But you also run cards like Jurak Waiba. Jurak Waiba is just one of those cards where, its effect is right there. It destroys the monster, and special summons the other Waiba, and then you exceed into a Dalka, Logia, whatever you want. And it's just really good. Anyways, so those are two cards that you absolutely have to run. And so, let's say, hypothetically, you have Macrocosmos live, okay? And you summon Tour Guide. Tour Guide's effect goes off, okay? And then you overlay into Levier. Those of you that don't know what Levier does, it's right there. Just because I don't want, not to know what cards are for my newer subscribers. And because Macrocosmos has been on the field for, quite a few turns, there's so many targets for this, which makes the deck even more versatile, in my opinion. And it's just busted. And then also, let's say you have the Guaiba, and then you attack, and then Guaiba gets their effect. It's just really good. There's the playability right there, the playability aspect. And then obviously there's the bunny, but everybody knows what the bunny does. The bunny banishes, and that's another thing is that the combo play is after the turn you get your bunny. If you draw into that tour guide, summon tour guide, go into Levier, grab the bunny back, or just all sorts of plays. It's ridiculous. I just feel that because the deck has such power cards like Rescue, like Macrocosmos is definitely a power card. Rescue Rabbit, Tour Guide. I'd even consider Guaiba a power card because he sets up some beastie-ass plays. Levier is definitely a power card for this deck. Logia, Dalka. There's reasons why this deck is just absolutely bonkers. I mean, it's the thing that I like about this deck is it almost stuns your opponent in a sense, because most decks really can't work around the Macrocosmos because it's just like they're not used to the removal, and their deck doesn't, resolve around it. Whereas this deck, it's perfectly fine because you have the Macrocosmos on board. You eventually keep getting your bunnies back, which eventually leaves you with a field that looks like this. and you have your opponent locked. And it's just really unfair because, that's like, you have your judgment and then you have your freaking effects. So it's like, come at me, bro. They don't really have comebacks. The thing is it's just, in my opinion, like, one of the best anti-meta decks out there right now. And the thing is, too, is it's also budget. I mean, reprint. Why but isn't a reprint? Reprint. Common. Hell, let me go in some more. Common. That comes in a common. That comes in a common. Common. You don't need to run that. I just have it in there for trolls. Common. Another Bible. Common. Reprint. Common. Reprint. Common. Reprint. This deck is not expensive. So for all of you guys watching this video, if you're tired of losing and you want to win and you want to fuck people up, the only things that you really have to invest in fact, the most expensive parts of this deck actually are probably going to be the lances, because lances are expensive, and maybe the guaibas, even though guaibas are really cheap. But yeah, that is probably the most expensive. I'd say this deck is maybe $40 to $60. Maybe. It's really not that expensive. So, just start playing it, you guys. It's really good. You guys, I guarantee you'll win. At least some of your matches, a majority of them at least, because the deck is just really freaking good. It stuns. I mean, come on. So, yeah, this is Yugioh Say What, and you know what? You should go get your hand on some bunnies, some saber sources, some tour guides, and we can go and play on DN. It's just the deck is too good not to play right now. It's the best anti-meta, and if you want to combat the meta, then you obviously play anti-meta. So this is James from T Collection, and I'm signing out.